Oh, wow. Whoops. Doo, doo, doo. All right. About my recovery. I see the. All right. I think we're set up. It's showtime. Hey everybody, this is Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. How's it going? It's Tuesday. And we are live outside. It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, guys. It really is. Don't you love days like that? Paradise, right? And I am so grateful right now that my pain level is at a tolerable level. So physically, I'm not 100%, but I'm okay. Thumbs up, right? I hope you guys are doing well out there. I hope you're not getting sucked into the darkness. I hope you're not being razzled and dazzled and frazzled by all the white noise on the internet, whether it be X, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit. Sometimes you just have to put the phone down and just go for a walk or go get some pizza or work on your computer, editing or something like that. Yes. Hi, honey. Yes. It took me a while to get outside, but you know, with a smile, with a nice Jersey smile. And believe me, hey Jamie, what's up? Long time no see, Jamie. How you been, buddy? Great to see you. What? You're homeless? What happened? I'm sorry to hear that. If you're clean, yeah. I know it's hard when you're homeless and you get caught in a riffraff and everything else and stuff. Been there, done that. But, you know, What happens when you make principles happen first? Oh, principles before personalities, right? Is that what you're saying? Principles before personalities. I hope you're sticking close to the program and all that. If you want, well, good. Good. If you want, you can send me an email. When you go on my about section and there's my email, if you want, I'll give you my cell number. If you want. You know what I mean? But at least you're sticking with the program and everything. Nice to see you again. You are a good person and kind soul. You can just tell we need more humans like you. I'm doing my part whenever I can as well. Well, thank you, Dunbar. Thank you for the compliment. I'm nobody special. Trust me, I'm not. But thank you. Much love right back to you. We all have to do our part, you know? And it is so easy to get sucked into the darkness. I do sometimes, and I know probably you do too. But we have to keep fighting it, right? Because it is a spiritual warfare. It's okay. I see you all the time here, but thank you. The offer's there, Jamie. People, you know, they're so quick to say a lot of negative things because they're not right in their life and stuff. So they want, like, it's like misery loves company. And in their own sick, twisted ways, they want to arise from you. You know, like, you know. But good to see you, Dunbar. Where are you from? Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for spreading a little bit of joy today. Cheers. Tacoma, Washington. That's a beautiful state, right? Do you do a lot of hiking up there? My son lives in Portland. I'm not even going to go there, but, you know, yeah. Yeah, Jamie. I don't know if you know this. My son, Sean, is going through a similar situation as you, but he's in active addiction in Portland. And oh yeah, hiking, shooting, camping, fishing, it's really beautiful. I I would love to go there, actually. I think they have like a train ride. I don't know, it's, you know, I guess Amtrak goes through that part. You know what I mean? I haven't been camping in a while and stuff. My husband and I wanted to go camping, but because of my back issues and everything else, it's kind of like, you know, hard. But when you step away from the cell phones and technology and you get with nature, it changes your mindset and appreciation what this world's about. It's not all about the technology, AI, you know, whatever, you know. Back here, back in March, we almost lost everything in a wildfire. We were that close to losing everything. And now it's all green, it's and all that, and now the leaves are beginning to fall. And so we appreciate our backyard more now. You know what I mean? We can still see, like, you know, like, you know, the charred bark still, and this one tree over there, the one side is all charred, you know. But it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Our neighbor in back of us, he's a Vietnam vet. He raised three doctors, okay? He lost everything, including 6 cars. And they rebuilt in back of us and all that. And thank God, you know, that he was able to rebuild on his property, because he's been in this community for years, like 50 years or more, you know. But yeah, so to tell you a little bit about what my son is going through, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And my son's been living up in Portland for a few years now. And it was a train wreck waiting to happen. My son is homeless, as far as I know. Okay. I think he was in jail once. He's addicted to pot. He's an alcoholic. Okay. I hope and pray every day that my son will get help. You know, and now I feel like I know what my mother went through with me. So karma's a bitch. I use my mother's playbook of tough love. My mother used a lot of tough love with me and made me the person I am now. And if it wasn't for her, I would have been dead years ago. And I know that for a fact. So I'm very grateful for my mother's tough love. I haven't heard anything from my son in a long time. I have heard from his girlfriend, Claire. I haven't talked to her in 2-3 weeks. I need to get in touch with her and see if she's doing all right. She's heartbroken about this whole situation with Sean. But she's staying strong as best as she knows how to. And she's working. I think they switched her to full-time now. And all that. So, the last time I heard from my son Sean was a few months ago, and actually he texted my husband first. And then my husband says, I got a message from Sean. And why did he call me? For money. He only wanted $50. $50. But I know where that $50 was going to. And, you know, to make a long story short, hey, sit back! Oh my God! Ow! Hey, how you doing, buddy? Wait, you know what I forgot to do? Hugs. How you doing? Wait, how you doing, Sick? Nice to see you, buddy. Wow, what a surprise! Wow. I'm better. I'm not 100%. Well, it's good to see you too. Wow, that just follow Jersey in there, guys. Sick Bastard 71. It's like a family reunion of Jerseyans here. I've, you know, for the past few days, because of my back pain and everything else, you know. Oh wow. You don't have to worry about me. You know, when people say that, it's like I feel very I'm nobody special. Really. I'm not. You know. I appreciate that more than you'll know, Sick. Believe me. You know, when I was gone for 2 weeks, like, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever, and stuff, and it's like, Dean was worried about me, and when I decided to come back, I messaged Dean, and he was going through that situation with his daughter. He's like, he was like, I've had a crazy day. I'll talk to you later, right? And then when he told me what happened with his daughter, I was like, oh my God. So in a way, it was like a divine intervention. Like I came back to help him. You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, I hate going through this pain. And a lot of times when I'm on my stream in my studio or whatever, you don't know I'm in pain. I don't want you guys to know that I'm in pain, but when I'm in pain, sometimes it shows through without me even knowing about it. You know what I mean? How's your dogs, Eric? I know. Yeah. My heart sank about his daughter, okay? Because no parent should have to go through that, you know what I mean? Yeah, right, exactly. Just like with our cats. They trained us well. They trained my husband, the cat daddy, well. We just got 3 more little Indians. We have Osage, Kickapoo now, and Cheyenne. Yeah. But they keep us going, right? Instead of my husband being, the cat daddy, is basically a cat servant because, he feeds them, cleans out the litter box, all that stuff, right? But I miss having dogs. We lost our dog Cody, like, I think, in 2020. What's up, brother? Wow, I'm being bombarded here. I don't know about this. You guys are coming from which angle here? How you doing, Ryder? Howdy! I love you guys. Wow. I hope you guys are doing well out in Indiana. Wow. This is like, wow, man. I had to step back and really appreciate the people I have in my life. Even though we don't know each other personally, well, we do sort of, but, and it helps me a lot in more ways than one. And thank God for all of you, really. Wow, I'm going through a hot flash. Well, yeah. Look what happened with me and Jim, right? 1,400 miles between us. Even though I was like fighting every which way, about it. But guess who won? And believe me, when it comes to long distance relationships and stuff like that, oh yeah, that's right. Double trouble. I never believed in long distance relationships. And I'll tell you why. It's all because of trust issues. And it was because of my own insecurities. You know what I mean? And in the beginning, when my mother-in-law was still living, his ex and his daughter would come to the house, visit my mother-in-law. And I was like, oh, really, huh? Really? She's going to visit your mother. And then all of a sudden, she's going to visit you. And then, all this stuff, right? And he promised me. He reassured me, even though I still thought it. He says, no, it's not like that. When Julie comes to the house, she goes and visits my mother. She doesn't step in this house. You know what I mean? And it took me a long while to really say, okay. It took me a while to trust that. You know? And it was funny too, when I moved out here in 2017, she kept coming around more. I can tell you stories about her. Anyway, excuse me. All right, so I moved here back in 2017. And all of a sudden, her daughter and her and the little grandbaby, Harley, would come visit her a lot more. And all that crap. And I said, something's not right here. Okay? And so, and my sister-in-law, Ann, I love you, Ann. I miss you very much. Ann said the same thing. Like, why is she coming around here all the time now? Oh, it's because of you. Yeah, like, you know. And their excuse was, well, we want Jim to have a relationship with his granddaughter. So I was civil with her. I was, but she wanted, we were talking, her and I, like we knew each other forever. And we could be like sisters. If you know. And she was saying, oh, she pulls out her phone. Oh, this is Jim when he was in the hospital after he had his heart attack. And all this other, and this, whatever. And then she said to me, she said, you and I, we could, have a girls' night out. I'm like, what? What are we going to talk about? Jim's dick. If you know what I'm talking about. Why would I want to have a girls' night out with her? Like, what to compare what he did to her and what he... Come on, And then she says... And then we were talking about skydiving. And I said, yeah, you would probably pull a Wile E. Coyote and put all pots and pans in the kitchen sink, and when I jump out, that's it. When I pull the ripcord, all the stuff will fly out instead of a stupid parachute. You know? Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something too. She had to talk to Jim about something, and she said, Jim, can I talk to you for a minute? And it was in the house, in my mother-in-law's house. So I'm like, what? And Julie said, to save her ass, well, you could come in here, and so we're just talking about, like a synthesizer that it was Lonnie's, it was his daughter's and stuff. But hey, Ryan with Rody, what's up? How are you? Thanks for dropping by. I truly appreciate it. You better have your arms wide open, because you know why? You know why that is? Because I give cyber hugs out. All right, here we go. Let's do it, Rody. Woo! Thank you for dropping by. I truly appreciate you. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday evening. I hope you're having a relaxing one. There you go. Wow. Thank you for being here. You're probably wondering, she doesn't even know me, and she's giving out cyber hugs. What the hell is that about? It actually catches people off guard, like, what the hell? She's woohoo. I'm not. Well, yeah, I am a little woohoo. I'm from Jersey. You have to expect that. But anyway. Are you a roadie with a band? Aww. Yeah, a Jersey sweetheart, until you know me, until you get to know me, you're like, oh, God. Oh, it's just your nickname? I was in a band. I was in a band called Vicious Bite. I was a drummer. Back then, I was like the just a handful of female drummers back in the day. And here I am, living the dream in Oklahoma. Almost didn't make it to Oklahoma because my addiction would have killed me. Anyway, but I have my stories to share with that too. But yeah, the world right now. Oh, okay. So, okay, Rudy. So you know about Java Jet, right? Ryder doesn't know her. Java Jet is Dean's girlfriend. Oh my God. Oh, you don't know? Oh my God! If you go on Dean's, oh, all right. If you go on Dean's site, on his channel, and you click on, say, an upcoming Coffee Crew stream, and you click on that, there's going to be an introduction. Oh, he does. He does. Ask him about it. Ask him, saying, "How's Java? How's your girl Jet doing, huh?" Oh. Yeah, that's that right. Yes. Yeah. That's Moto's girlfriend. So you do know about her, right, or doesn't? Yeah, she's a DJ for WRQX. Yeah. Sterling didn't like her. Sterling Wheels, or whatever his name is, didn't like her. Yeah, Moto gets all hot and bothered with her. Wow. You know. She's something else, right? Oh my God. She has a few other projects she's working on. Wink, wink. You know. But her production manager needs to get physically fit and not in so much pain and all that. I think Ray too. You know Ray, right? When he saw Java Jet, right? It's on stream, right? So Moto puts her on, right? And then Ray was mumbling something like, "Oh wow, look at that! Whoa, wow!" Or just like, so. I know he's married to Trudy, and all that, but you know, yeah, he was getting a little hot too, I think. Yeah, but her production manager really has to get on the ball, you know, because her production manager is way behind on projects. But anyway. I hope you guys are having a good evening out there. I love the community that I'm building alongside with the Coffee Break crew and with and all that. Come hell or high water, I am. I'll get there. This is like the second day. My back pain is at a terrible level. Yeah, well, mine too. Brody, one night I was on my computer and I was on, my YouTube homepage, and Ray shows up on my homepage, and he only had like maybe 5 people or whatever. I'm like, huh? All right, I'll pop in. I'll say hi, and that's how we got started. And then when he went to a Daytona Bike Week and everything else, he had like a live stream with them burning up the it's like the Burning Man. They burn up the bike structure, whatever. And I was dancing with everybody. Yes, I was dancing with everybody in the chat. And I said, hey, Moto, you want to dance with me? And I would just, say I'm twirling around and doing, jumping jacks or whatever I was doing. You know what I mean? And I know people in that chat didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, what? What is this? But I used to do that on poker sites. When I was a semi-poker pro and all that, I used to, do that kind of stuff. So I just carried it on from the sites to online chats on YouTube. Yeah. You know me. I'm all about fun. Woohoo! Right? I might be clean and sober, but I'm not dead. I still know how to party. Yeah, don't you wish your granny was like me? Chum Leo! Right back at you. What's the darkest thought you've ever had in your life? Probably. All right. I'm going to say this, Ryder. And in my addiction, I had plenty of dark thoughts. And all that. Okay? But I'm still here to tell the tale. Thank God. The brightest? How about the brightest? Get 3 kittens. 3 more kittens. Yeah, they're right back there. Right back there. Woo. Yep. It can be that easy to get on the dark side. Especially when you're dealing with pain, it chips away at you. You know? And my husband, Jim, like, he'll know. And I tell him, I rat my disease out. You know what I mean? I rat out my thoughts. You know? Well, thanks, chum. Leo. I actually have a cousin named Leo. And also, my grandmother's brother was named Leo. So every time I see Leo or whatever, it makes me think about my Uncle Leo and all that stuff. Yeah, it does. That's why you dwell on the positives. Don't give the dark free rent in your head. And believe me, and you know it too, where those dark thoughts will try to be like a SWAT team and just barge their way in your head, right? And plus, when you have dark thoughts like that, then you doom scroll, right? And then it makes you feel worse. That's why when you feel negative and you have dark thoughts, it's best not to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, whatever. Just put them down. Listen. I let you say it once and stuff like that, right? But don't say granny, okay? Don't be a bad apple. I really have zero tolerance for that. Well, I am too. Actually, I have 13 grandbabies. Oh my word. Wow. Well, wait a minute. I'm trying to think, like, God bless your family, right? That's a lot of blessings right there. My daughter had a baby, and that's a long story in itself. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that crap, but I saw my grandbaby in 2017. Or no, I'm sorry, 2016 before I came here. You know, and cute as a button. You know? And then my husband's adopted daughter has Harley, and then I think Dakota, my husband's adopted son, has like an adopted daughter or something like that. I never saw them, so I don't, but yeah. But when I was within that Christmas, and George, the boyfriend, said, "You want to hold her?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I was, wow. I'm a grandmother. Wow. I lived to be a grandmother. If I was still on my addiction, I would have been dead already, right? But ever since my mother-in-law passed away, my mother-in-law was a glue to this family, okay? When she passed away, nobody comes over here anymore. You know? It's sad. But that's how families are, right? I've seen pictures of my two sons, one having a girl and one having a boy. I was lucky. I had Sean, and then 13 months later, and almost to the day, and almost to the hour, I had Christy, my daughter. But a lot of people thought like they were twins. I put it off now. I'm a 61-year-old with a 15-year-old son. God help you with the 15-year-old son. But he keeps you young, doesn't he? I ruined my chances with my kids because of my addiction, but, it is what it is, right? I am thankful for grandbabies. Want to raise one now. My mother, for those that don't know me, I'm in recovery. I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011, and I've had a lot of consequences with my addiction, including losing custody of my kids. My addiction led me to losing custody of my kids. And but my mom raised my daughter and Sean for a little while. Like my ex-in-laws and my mom would switch, right? And then eventually my daughter got adopted out of the family, which we still had a relationship, okay? And all that. And it was the best thing because I couldn't give her a life, okay? And my mom couldn't take care of two kids because financially and emotionally. You know what I mean? But my mom did the best she could with my son. You know, she gave up pretty much her life to raise Sean until he was 29 years old, and then he just dropped everything and went to Colorado and Portland. But anyway, you know, and believe me, I've had people say to me, well, if I was going to lose my kids, I would have got myself clean and sober and stuff. Well, what do you think I was trying to do? You know? What do you think I was trying to do? It happened the way it happened. You know? It was the hardest thing to do in my life with my daughter, relinquishing my parental rights with my daughter. But it was the best thing for her because I loved her. You know what I mean? And just because she was adopted by her parents, I'm still her mother. You know? Yeah, it took me a long while to accept. Well, I'm going to say this. When it happened, well, I felt like a failure, okay? I felt like a failure. I was ashamed, guilty. I feel like I let them down and all that stuff, okay? And at that point in my life, after that happened, it gave me more of an excuse to use. You understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to worry about them now. Okay, let's get all screwed up, so we don't have to feel the pain, right? But it was like a vicious cycle. It's like, you know, I don't want to feel the way I'm feeling, right? With my daughter, you know, me giving up my daughter. And then I get high. Oh, I feel so ashamed and guilty that I'm getting high. And then it just goes around and around like a vicious cycle. You know what I mean? But when I got myself clean and sober, like for real, and I was doing it for myself, I know I did the right thing. Yeah. There was a point where my in-laws, my ex-in-laws, they had their head in the sand, okay? They actually gave me back my daughter. Okay? Worst thing they ever did. Okay? And they pretty much bribed me. Like, oh, if you get an apartment and stuff, we'll pay for the electric, we'll pay for this, we'll pay for that. If you need groceries, we'll get you, right? It was like a bribe. Thank God nothing happened to my daughter. Because I had a lot of traffic going on. If you know what I mean. People going in and out and, you know, whatever, right? You can only pick one. Super Mario. But when they took my daughter away that night, they checked her out, and not, they didn't see any bruises or anything else. But because anything could have happened to her, even with Sean too, right? So, yeah. Well, thank you. God bless you too. Can I give you a hug? No? Can I give you a hug? I give cyber hugs out. I'm just going to do it anyway. Come on, guys. Group hug, cyber hugs. Ugh. Well, welcome to my stream. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're having a relaxing Tuesday evening. There you go. There you go. I didn't crack your ribs. Don't send me the doctor bill, okay? If I cracked your ribs, don't send me the doctor bill. Sometimes I don't know my own strength. Jesus loves you. I know he does. Jesus loves you too. I think now, because of what's happening in the world, I think a lot of people are drawing closer to Jesus. Especially after what happened with Charlie Kirk and all that, you know what I mean? Yes, he is. He's the truth, the way, and the light. Yeah. I actually wrote a song. If you look on my feed, on my channel, I actually have a song that I did write, by the way. It's AI generated with like the music, the composition, but I wrote the lyrics, okay? And yeah. But I seriously think, with all this stuff about his assassination, it's like 9/11, right? Everybody was like, yeah, America, 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 USA, and all this, right? And after 6 months, everything died out. You know how people were having flags on their cars and stuff like that, right? And, oh, USA, yeah, whatever. I think, I hope this doesn't happen, but I feel like it's going to die out, like, when it reaches 6 months, until the trial happens. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah. And there's a lot of conspiracy bullshit that is being thrown around too, which is, yeah. Thanks for agreeing with me. It always happens like that. The guy that did the head was the head of Charlie Kirk's security, right? Was on Sean Ryan. I like Sean Ryan. I watch him, but I feel like he's There's something off with him, okay? There, but he had the security guard on the other night, okay? And he was talking about what happened, all this stuff. I'm like, well, how much did this security guard get to be on here? You know what I mean? It makes you think. But I'm not, But I know for a fact that head guy of security has survivor's guilt, just like everybody else that was involved on his team. So. And there's like a lot of controversy with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and all this crap. And that's right. You don't know who to trust anymore. Hey, I could be an AI avatar. You know what I mean? But yes, Jesus Christ knows the whole story. Don't let your heart be troubled, right? Because he will be our comfort and refuge. A lot of people think, oh, thanks. They're hot. You get it? Because they're flame. Yeah. Thank you. I think they're pretty cool myself. I love you too, Ryder. Give me a hug before you go and tell Froggy, hippie hop, don't stop. Love you, Ryder. Thanks for showing up. I truly appreciate you. You know that. Thank you very much. You rock, sister. You have a good night, too. Yeah. I feel very blessed today. Because my back pain is at a terrible level. I'm out here in nature having a lot. You rock. You rock. You rock. You rock. 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 Believe me, guys, if you knew what I've been through for the past few days and weeks or whatever with my back pain and whatever, you believe me. And I feel like I'm slowly coming out of it. Because just the other night I said, I feel like I'm just slipping. And no, not into the future. That's Steve Miller's song. No, I felt like I just kept going down. But now everything's heading towards a better place, you know. Sick bastard showed up. I'm like, what? I'm like, all these people are like popping up. I'm like, what the heck, man? You know. And believe me, guys, I don't expect anything back. Okay? I don't. I'm not special. I'm just, you know, a washed up drummer, ex-junkie from Jersey that wants to help people that are struggling with drugs, alcohol, addiction of any kind, like maybe to porn, gambling, or whatever and stuff. If you guys are dealing with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, OCD, or whatever. I'm not a licensed therapist, though, but I sure know a hell of a lot. Been there, done that so many times, you know. And I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So, I actually wanted to do a live stream yesterday, and I checked on Google, like, when is the sun setting in Oklahoma? And it said like 5:17. And when I checked, it was like 5:14. And I was like, oh, well, I couldn't do that. You know. So I'm here. And I feel very grateful. It's not that I'm never grateful. I'm always grateful. Even in my darkest times, like with my pain and my depression and whatever and stuff. You know. But yeah. Life is beautiful, guys. Life is good. We have a choice to whether be feeding the bad wolf or the good wolf. And that's why I wish I was in my studio to show you an intro about the story of the good wolf and the bad wolf. It's a Cherokee's wise tale about a grandson asking his grandfather, well, which wolf will win? The good wolf or the bad wolf? And the grandfather says, whichever one you feed. So a lot of times when I'm in pain, you know, I try to feed the good wolf as much as I can, like, you know, just shove a whole freaking bag of food in its mouth, whatever, and it still won't work. You know, we all have days like that. You know. Shinedown. Shinedown has a new song out. It dropped today. It dropped today. If you like Shinedown, Shinedown is very socially conscious now. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to. For some reason, I forget the stupid song's name. The other song a few weeks ago was called The Killing Fields. Oh, Searchlight. That's what it's called. Searchlight. So check out Shinedown's new song called Searchlight. It dropped today. And it made me think about a few things. You know how far I've come in my life where my mother doesn't have to put up a searchlight or whatever anymore for me, because she knows I'm free, I'm clean and sober, I'm in a good place in my life, And just recently, too, I think last week, Shinedown also played the Grand Ole Opry. First time ever. Their messages are changing the world. I love the song Symptoms of a Human Being. Sound of Madness. That's one of my favorites right there. Sound of Madness, because I was crazy, way back when. But all these bands, like Prison, my guys from Prison, love you guys, I'm a lifer. They just dropped their EP a few weeks ago. They have bangers of songs, like about addiction, mental illness, situations, Papa Roach, Of Mice and Men, Godsmack. I mean, all these bands, because they see what's happening. They have their fingers on the pulse of the world, and they see what's happening in the world. Another Shinedown song that I love is Dance Boy Dance. And that's about the TikTok generation. How all these kids are just, all for clicks, all to be popular. All that. Yeah. Who here knows about the kid, Jack Doherty? He's like a famous YouTuber. There's always controversy around him. I think this past weekend he got arrested in Miami Beach and he found drugs on him and everything else and stuff. You know, that kid has a lot of issues. You know. He does things to get attention from negative ways, instigates people and all that stuff. There's a lot of other stuff that's going on with him too, but, you know. Kids today will tell you they want to be like Ninja or Shroud or Mr. Beast, or, you know, they don't want to become doctors or lawyers or firemen or astronauts. It's, you know, I want to be famous. I want to make all this money. You know, and that's how the world is now. You know, you see these family vlogs too. You know, like, you know, the mom, the dad, and 3 kids, and they go out doing whatever they're doing and whatever, and that's not good either. But most of it's just one-sided. Like, oh, happy. There's only one version of the story they tell. Just like with Facebook. It's like, oh, look at me. I'm in Hawaii. Oh, look at me. I have a Lamborghini. Oh, look at me. You know, I started my own business. Oh, look at me. Oh, you know. And then in reality, look at their real life. When it comes to me, I try to be authentic and transparent. And I want you guys to see the good, the bad, the ugly cry, the insanity sometimes. The crazy, fun-loving me. You know what I mean? But a lot of these streamers will just show one part of themselves. You know, and they'll tell you anything that you want to hear. Just for the money. I do this to help people. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the fame. I do this to help others that are struggling with drugs and alcohol and or mental illness. Because right now, the world needs voices like mine to help you guys. And I'm not trying to be cocky or I'm not, you know, I'm Wonder Woman. I'm not, you know, I have my flaws and all that. And I don't know everything. And I don't pretend I do either. And yeah, I'm not narcissistic either. My husband thinks I'm narcissistic. I'm not. I'm not. And actually, there was a YouTube video that we saw the other night, and it was from a psychiatrist or something, I don't know, right? And he says, the one question that will tell you that a person's narcissistic is this. And he says, ask them if they're narcissistic. Most narcissistic people will say, yeah, I am. Yeah, it's all about me. Yeah. No, I'm not narcissistic. I will admit, guys, like, you know, like, I mean, there's times, like, if I say, play Battlefield, or, you know, COD, or, you know, some kind of, okay, Vic, well, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I guess he has to watch that video again. Okay, yeah. I'm not narcissistic. Just like I'm not a wrestling fan either. I'm very humble, and I'm very grounded. And like I was gonna say, you know, when I play, say, Battlefield, okay, or COD, or any other game, whatever, it's like, you know, I will say, I am the queen of Battlefield, and don't you forget it. They're gonna bow down to me when I show back up on Battlefield 6. You know what that is? You know what? I am the queen of Battlefield. The one, the only, the myth, the legend, the queen of Battlefield, Rocket Queen 71. Woo! That's not narcissism. Anyway. I bet you Stephanie or any therapist would say to you, honey, that I'm not narcissistic. I would bet my life on it. I'm proud. You know? You brought it up. You're asking me, honey, why are we stuck on this topic? Because you brought up the topic. You brought up narcissism. Not me. You did. So maybe you have a problem with being narcissistic. Ooh. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why. You're a narcissistic cat daddy. Cat server. want to talk about what happened in Sand Springs. And all of a sudden, Sick Bastard showed up. Sick Bastard 71 from Jersey, fellow Jerseyan, right, showed up saying, "How are you?" And I'm like, what? Wow. That just hit me like a ton of bricks. And he was like, "We're all worried about you." I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, wow. It blew my mind. You know? Dying Breed, what's up? Come here, Dying Breed. Let's have a hug. How's it going? Hey. How's it going? Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday evening. How's it going? Jim, say hello to Dying Breed. Dying Breed, say hello to my husband, Jim. I hope you're doing okay, Dying. Every time I think of, when you pop up, you know who I think of, Dying Breed. You know who I think of, right? My Goomba, Eddie Kingston. Oh boy. I feel that way all the time. But I'm not a wrestling fan. Even though he's my friend, but you know, man. I really wanted, you know what? I mean, I'll be back in a few. Okay. If I ever get my talk show going, you know, the Wildfire, I really want to interview him, Kingston. You know, because he goes through a lot of battles with manic depression and you know, depression and all that, you know. He calls me his sweetheart. I have to look back at my videos. And I have to share. I'm not a wrestling fan, and here I'm with, you know, Eddie and Drew Gulak and Mike Quackenbush, whatever, you know, like. Sergeant Slaughter, this past weekend, was in Tulsa. He was in Pryor for 3 days to raise money for the veterans. And I couldn't go. Because of my back and everything else and stuff. That's when I got real angry at my pain. That's when I got real depressed and stuff. Because, you know, what's your, I have a question. What's your best part of Tulsa? think the best part of Tulsa is the music history. Like Roy Clark and Hinder was, it's a rich musical history in Tulsa. Leaving. Well, were you in North Tulsa? You know what I'm talking about with North Tulsa. I'm not gonna. My husband, let me tell you something, my husband would agree with you on that. He hates going through Tulsa. He hates going to Tulsa. If I had to end up in the ER or whatever, and I go to like OSU or St. Francis or what, he hates Tulsa. I've been to that castle. Yeah, every year in May and April, they have a Ren Fair. They have a Renaissance Fair. Also, like, it's going to be near Christmas time, right? They have, like, Christmas shops open in the castle. They have Halloween. We went there for Halloween one year. And all that. I actually met somebody from Jersey, believe it or not, at the Muskogee Castle, at the Ren Fair. It was in the armor shop. And the guy was talking, and he says, well, I'm from Jersey. I said, oh, really? I'm from Jersey, too. He says, I'll never go back to Jersey. Nope, never. And he says, I've been here for 15 years. But there's a lot of people that are from Jersey here. One of my doctors was from Lakewood, New Jersey. You know what? The funeral home that my mother-in-law was laid out in, there's a field director named Doug. He's from Jersey, along with his daughter. So when my mother had her wake and whatever, it was like a family reunion of us Jerseyans. I couldn't, because we were comparing like what we do for funerals and whatever, or wakes in Jersey compared to what they do here. I know it's a more morbid topic, but hey, we were in a funeral home. Yeah. I actually have a crazy story. My ex-boyfriend's son got arrested in Tulsa for aiding and abetting a fugitive in Tulsa. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Yep. He was extradited back to Jersey and stuff, but to me that was like just mind-blowing too. Unbelievable. I'm glad I moved out of Jersey when I did. I feel very blessed, that God decided to have me here. I guess, He showed me the way, right? So, life is pretty damn good. Despite my pain, you know, with my back and my panic attacks or whatever, you know, life is so good. You know, I have a very loving, cat daddy who's my husband, you know, where he puts up with a lot of bullshit for me. You know, I often think, like, what would I do without him? You know, God put us together for a reason. There's no coincidences and all that. You know, my husband deserves a medal. He really does. But I actually did want to bring up a topic in the beginning of the stream, and it's a story that's very heartbreaking. And I'm asking you guys to have your thoughts and prayers go out to this family. But for the grace of God go I. Yesterday, last night, I was going through YouTube, and the local news from Tulsa had a story about a murder-suicide that happened Sunday morning in Sand Springs. Sand Springs is about 20 minutes away from us. And all that. And so, this is what addiction can actually do to a person. And I've said so many times on my channel here, where, you know, it's like drugs will lead you to jails, institutions, and death. And when it comes to death, you're basically fucked. So, I'm going to read this real quick. I wish I could show you the video, the news story. Because they had the couple's son telling the story. And I was just like blowing my eyes out and all that stuff. But anyway, so this is from Channel 6, and it says, Sand Springs police identified couple in murder-suicide. Sand Springs police investigate apparent murder-suicide involving an elderly couple and pets found dead in their home. Police in Sand Springs released new details after responding to a reported murder-suicide at the house on Sunday. On November 16th, officers were notified after a family member received a call from the male resident of the home. When the officers entered the residence, they found the couple, both dead from apparent single shotgun wounds, and investigators said 2 family pets, they were dogs, were also killed. The man shot the animals and his wife before taking his own life. Police said that there's no indication of any ongoing threat to the public, and the case is an isolated family tragedy. The son told the story, what happened on Sunday morning. He said that his father called up and said that he couldn't take it anymore. He was addicted to oxycodone, and he was on it for 10 years. He couldn't make any rational decisions anymore. It was the addiction was getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and he couldn't take it, and he just took his own life. And the disturbing thing too, the son said to the reporter, yeah, my dad said to me, well, I know you can handle this. No, I don't, But see, that's where his thinking was, right? That's not rational thinking. Oh, you can handle this. We're just gonna, right? Anyway, so, I want to reach out to this guy. And offered support and condolences, because it happened pretty much almost in our backyard, pretty much, right? I mean, in the other town, right? But, if you are going through struggles with addiction, maybe thoughts about hurting yourself or other people, please pick up the phone, dial 988. 988 is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And trained counselors are on call 24/7, 7 days a week 365 days a year. It's free and confidential. You can always talk to me, guys. Okay? If you don't feel like you can talk to me on here because you don't want to put your business out on the internet, I understand that. But please dial 988 if you feel like you have no one to talk to. Veterans out there, veterans, I salute you. Thank you for your service. You can also call 988, but press 1, and a trained military counselor will be connected to you. You matter. Your life matters. People love you. People do care for you. You don't have to be ashamed to ask for help. You're not weak to ask for help. It shows a lot of strength on your part. So, anyway, but heartbreaking story. So please have your thoughts and prayers go out to that family and all that. Anyway, so guys, it's getting dark. I want to thank each and every one of you that showed up here on my stream. I felt your love. This is one of the best streams I've had, I feel. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And much love to you guys. Oh, wait. It's always been a pleasure getting... Oh, God. I can't... Oh, my God. I need glasses. Wait. It's always a pleasure... Oh, my God. Wait. It's always... Oh, all right. Hold on. It's always a pleasure seeing you. And I am dying. I am so sorry. Oh my God. Maybe if I take off my weight. It's always a pleasure. I feel like an idiot now. A blind one. All right, wait. It's always a pleasure getting to see you. God bless me. God bless you and your family. Thank you for all the work that you do. I get on. Oh my God. I feel so bad about this. First of all, I apologize. Okay? I really do. And wait a minute. It's always a pleasure getting to see you. God bless you and your family. Thank you for all the work that you do. I got to get on this highway and start making some money. God bless. We got through your comment. I'm sorry. Forgive me. But thank you. And thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you too. And let me give you a hug. I'm going to get off too. You know, be safe, stay safe. And God bless you too, brother. And let me give you a hug. God bless you too. I always enjoy our conversations when we hang out on my stream. Much love, my friend. Much love. So, my husband's actually peeking out of the window. Anyway, guys, thank you. I can't thank you enough for making this stream tonight rocktastic, awesome, uplifting, positive. Oh, it's too late now, honey. I'm not gonna.
I'm cooking. I can't stay out here.
I know, but I'm about. Don't turn them on now, because I'm about to get off, honey.
Okay.
I wish you'd thought of it sooner. Yeah, my husband actually put up lights for my stream out here, and I'm about to go in. You know what? And so I don't know. Better late than never, right? Anyway, thank you guys for showing up here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, this is one of the best streams I've had. Much love, positive vibes to you all. You know, if you enjoy my content, please smash that sub button to enlist in the Queens Light Brigade today. The Queens Light Brigade is an army to create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. And I know we're not probably going to get all the darkness in the world, guys, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. So, be the light. Don't get sucked into the darkness. Be the reason somebody smiles today. Which you guys made me smile a lot today on the stream. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. So this is Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Oklahoma. And I'm signing off. Bye, guys.